How do you get an avoidant to appreciate and value what you're giving and providing? How do you get them to want to put in the work to make your relationship happen? I used to ask myself these very questions. My then avoidant boyfriend, Gabriel, didn't seem as invested into our relationship as I wished that he was. He even once said to me, I don't care about you as much as you care about me. Back then, I didn't want to believe it. I thought to myself, he can't possibly mean it. But here's the hard-hitting truth. If you want an avoidant to earn your love, you need to stop showering them with it. People don't value things they get bombarded with for free. Imagine you were given a bottle of perfume on your way to work every day for free. On the first day it happened, it probably felt really special and you felt really lucky. But then, as this continued, as the bottles started piling up in your home, their value in your eyes would inevitably decrease. And you'd start giving them away to your friends and family because you knew the next bottle will arrive tomorrow anyway. Hi, guys. I'm Carolina, and I used to be stuck in the anxious avoidant trap. I would keep on overgiving, and my then avoidant boyfriend, Gabriel, took me for granted. My attitude influenced his careless behavior, which in turn made me even more anxious and even more giving and forgiving. This vicious cycle escalated. It made us break up multiple times. And it wasn't until I changed my attitude, till I started making Gabriel earn my love instead of giving it to him for free all the time, that our relationship began to function. But now we're happily married, and together we run this YouTube channel where we talk about attachment styles and breakups. In this video, I'll explain how I got my avoidant partner to start earning my love and how you can do it too. So, why do we do this? Why do we shower our avoidant partners with love instead of making them work for it and earn it? The answer to this question is pretty simple. We're so afraid of being abandoned, we overcompensate by a huge margin. Imagine you are young and inexperienced, starting your first dream job, but as an unpaid intern. You were excited, but also a bit insecure. So you came in first in the morning and were the last person to leave. You were quick to take on all the work without any compensation, and you'd go above and beyond in the hopes that if you make enough effort, if you prove yourself, you'll be offered a paid position. Just that if this was the case, your manager wouldn't be incentivized to hire you. They would be incentivized to keep you in this unpaid position for as long as they could. And that is the sad reality of anxious avoidant relationship. The anxious partner accepts the role of an unpaid intern, and by going above and beyond and by undermining their own value, by showering the avoidant with love, unearned love, they create the problem that then keeps them stuck. So how do we do it in the context of relationship? How do we act as the unpaid intern? Well, we obsess over our avoidant partner. We focus entirely on what they want, on what they feel about their past, on their needs, on their desires, and we completely neglect ourselves. We're quick to override our boundaries and get out of our comfort zone just to keep our avoidant partners happy. So we second guess ourselves and think, oh, what would they want me to text? What would they want me to say to them? Or what would they want to do this weekend? This is this unhealthy dynamic where your time, your effort, your attention are all given to the avoidant for free. And yes, avoidants do put anxious people in this role by being doubtful and by being careless. However, it's us who choose to accept these conditions. It's us who continue working. It's us who continue showering avoidance with unearned love. So, first and foremost, if you want your avoidant partner to start earning your love, you need to stop being completely preoccupied with earning theirs. You need to stop people pleasing. You need to stop love bombing. You need to stop phoning. It's not your avoidant partner who's making you work without any compensation. It's you who's choosing to make all this effort. So, what is an unpaid intern's worst fear? That some confident and entitled person snatches our dream position from right in front of us. Back then, when Gabriel and I were just dating and we were stuck in the anxious avoidant trap, we used to spend a lot of time with his childhood friends, a lot of which were girls, even though I knew he wasn't interested in any of them, so they didn't feel so much like a threat. However, what did end up hurting me over and over again was that sometimes I felt like they received priority treatment that I don't. And the sad truth was that was my own doing. I kept on putting myself in that position by being doubtful and giving in and acting unimportant. You see, people value you as much as you value yourself. If you want an avoidant to earn your love, you yourself need to start seeing it as valuable. Your time, your attention, your caring nature are valuable. Access to you needs to be earned, or at least compensated accordingly. You don't have to settle for this unpaid position. You can become this confident, entitled person who gets priority treatment and all the spotlight. Okay, but how do you get there? If you want an avoidant to earn your love, you have to make them work for it. There was this time in our relationship when Gabriel was already pulling away a bit. I could sense that he was distant and he wouldn't make as much effort as he did in the beginning. We didn't do much outside. We kind of just kept on meeting by me coming over to his place over and over again. I didn't like it, and one day I decided to change it. But I knew if I was to straight up ask him, hey, do you want to come over to my place for a change? He would have just said, no, I'm not in the mood. So I devised this whole scheme of trying to lure him in by baking blueberry muffins. So I made the muffins. I took a photo of them while they were still in the oven, and I texted Gabriel, I made blueberry muffins. Oh my God, they smell so good. Do you want to come over and have one? Predictably, he responded, oh, not today. But I didn't let it get to me, and I didn't let it defeat me. I invited a bunch of girls to come eat the muffins with me and have a movie night. And as we were doing that, and as the muffins were going, I took another photo of the whole setup with the caption, oh my God, these muffins are so good. They're going to be gone by the end of the night. Predictably, he responded right away saying, oh no, leave me one. I'll come over tomorrow. And he did. So the moral of the story is, if you want an avoidant to earn your love, you first have to hype it, and then you have to threaten to take it away. I did this with muffins, but here are some other options. Check out this dress I just bought. I'm gonna wear it this weekend. And you don't explain what occasion you're going to wear it for. Or, I just bought these amazing concert tickets. Let me know if you're in or not by tonight. I got another friend who really wants to see this. I know to some of you this sounds evil. It sounds manipulative. But it's really more about being playful and about challenging your avoidant partner, about teasing them and flirting with them. Love is a bit of a game. Second guessing yourself and people pleasing are not attractive. Daring to be yourself, on the other hand, to rock the boat, to be playful and expressive, is attractive. It is what will make your avoidant feel like you're worth fighting for. Okay, but what if you guys are broken up? What if you feel Like, there is no room for you to tease or flirt with your avoidant partner because they already said, I don't want to be together. Well, first off, I want you to ask yourself a question. Is it okay for them to tease you? Is it okay for them to breadcrumb you, to flirt with you? But it's only when you're doing it to them, they get upset. Because that is what I observed in the most anxious avoidant breakups. There is this insane double standard that anxious people just put up with, where the avoidant gets to come and go as they please and do what they want. And it's not just that the anxious person isn't upset about this game, this breadcrumbing, they're happy every time the avoidant does it. You yourself are responsible for there being no double standards in your relationship. And if you want an avoidant to earn your love, but you two are broken up, you need to get comfortable with confronting them. And I'm not talking about confrontation in the sense of complaining about all the same things you were complaining about while you were still together. You can't say, I'm upset that you don't put in more effort, or that you take too long to respond, or that you don't care about me anymore. If you're broken up, you need to accept that your avoidant partner doesn't owe you these things anymore. So the only things you can confront them about and should confront them about are the very things they're doing here and now. Here is an example from my own relationship. When Gabriel and I were broken up for the first time, at some point I received a mass email invitation to his Halloween party. I have to be honest with you guys, it was a really nice invitation. It was very well designed. He was a graphic designer, so I was impressed with it. And I did really want to go because I really wanted to see him. However, the fact that it was a mass email, the fact that I was being treated the same way like everybody else, I was just yet another friend who was invited to this party, made me feel hurt. It wasn't enough. I needed to feel like I'm special. So instead of responding positively, I sent him an angry email saying, how dare you treat me like everybody else and inviting me with a mass email. If this is who I am to you, just another person, then I don't want to come. His response was somewhat amused, but also very heartfelt. He apologized for inviting me with a mass email and gave me a very sincere invitation that he hopes I'd come and that I am special. He put in some effort. He earned my presence at that party. So I decided I should show up, and I did. And we got back together then and there. I made him earn my love or my presence in this case, and I got rewarded for it by receiving even more than I expected. But here's the tricky part. So when I initially responded with my angry email, I didn't know how he'll react. I didn't know if he'll even write anything back, or if I'm not just going to get uninvited from the party. It was a risk, and I took it, and it paid off. It's the same for you guys. If you want an avoidant to earn your love, you have to be willing to risk finding out the truth, finding out if they are willing to put in the effort or not, if you do mean a lot to them, or if you were just another person. When I was risking getting uninvited from Gabriel's party, it was clear to me that I wanted to be more special to him than everybody else there. And if that wasn't something he was willing to give me, then this deal was simply not good enough. I knew what I wanted, and I wasn't going to settle for less. So, once again, how do you get an avoidant to earn your love? You do it the same way you ask for a raise. You first underline your value to this person, and then you threaten to take it away. And yes, it is risky. It is scary, but it's the only way to get out of the unpaid intern position. What I kept on telling myself back then was, if it's meant to be, it will work out. And I find up until today that is very true. Love is resilient. It can get through a lot of hardships, through unbelievable hardships, really. People don't give up on their true love because of a one angry message or because of one emotional outburst. If this partner truly is your soulmate, if they are someone worth investing in and worth fighting for, they will not be put off by your one little risk or one little act of selfishness or anger. What I'm saying here is that in a relationship, there needs to be room for mistakes because we all make them. Avoidants make them, and anxious people make them. And if you're so afraid of being abandoned that you're trying to get it all perfectly, then you're never going to be able to make your partner earn your love, because the very act of making them work for it can be interpreted as that mistake, as that act of defiance or act of rebelling against what the avoidant wants. They are happy keeping you in the unpaid intern position because they get all the benefits without having to put in any work. But it's not healthy for them, and it's not healthy for you to accept this kind of dynamic. So stop acting like that unpaid intern and showering your avoidant with love they never work for, and start working on becoming this confident, self-assured person who know their own self-worth and who won't settle for less than they deserve. If you feel like you could do with some additional help to get into this confident person mindset, be sure to check out our program, Attach and Avoidant. In here, we explain avoidant behaviors so that you can understand why they're doing the things they're doing and their actions stop getting to you and making you anxious. We also give you plenty of reassurance to build up your confidence and help you get out of this intern position. You can do this. You can get your avoidant partner to start earning your love. For all of you guys who are interested, I'll link Attach and Avoidant in the description of this video. If you found this helpful, definitely check out my husband's video on what made him choose me to hear his side of the story on this matter. Subscribe for more tips on attachment styles, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.